Hello and welcome to my channel, Mary Bourne ND, Gardening with Granny. Today I want to show you a video I did a couple of days ago where I made my version of worm casting tea. And this fertilizer can be used on the foliage of plants, and it can also be poured onto the soil, and it will help to rejuvenate the soil. It'll help to give easily available nutrition to the plant. You can read online all the benefits of doing worm casting tea, and so let me show you my version of it, and then I'll be right back. So some of the things you will want is a 5-gallon bucket, and you're going to put some water in this. It should not be chlorinated. If you have to use chlorinated water, you have to leave it sit for at least 24 hours and see if you can get some of that chlorine out. It should be, we have lake water that we are able to draw from. You also want molasses. You want unsulfured molasses. So Grandma's is a good brand of molasses. And I just used this old jar. I now buy the half-gallon through Azure Standard. So molasses is really thick. It's worse in the wintertime, of course. And what we want to do is mix it with water. So I'm going to, that's why I keep this little jar that my original Grandma's molasses came in. You only need a couple of tablespoons. So we're going to put the couple tablespoons in here, mix it with water, and shake it up. So let me do that, and I'll be right back. So then also what you need is some kind of a mesh bag. You can use an old stocking, but the stocking has a tendency to really stretch out. I like using this, and then I wash it and reuse it. Thing is, you cannot trust this. I tried that one time and had worm castings all throughout the bucket. Then I had to strain it for it to go in my watering can so I didn't plug up the holes. This is very heavy. So these are the worm castings. You can buy this almost anywhere, especially garden centers. We're going to put a cup of the worm casting in our mesh bag. I'm going to close it with this, but I'm also going to use string to secure it. The molasses is to feed the microbes in the worm casting, so you can keep this fermented, so to speak. So we're just going to dump this as the mixed with water now. And it's much easier if you mix it ahead of time. But even still, molasses is quite quite thick and doesn't mix well. Just do the best you can. This is a fish tank bubbler, and you can get it at, or even like Myers, big box store, Walmart, and fish stores. I have used this same one for, well, this is going on a 4th year. And what it does is it helps to oxygenate the water. Stagnant water will stink, and it will, you want it aerobic so that the bacteria stays alive and healthy. And we'll set that up in just a minute. So the components are the worm casting tea, water, molasses, and then you just give it a good stir. You gotta, this is not used to being wet, so as it gets, you know, tea, how tea doesn't. Now, what I usually do is take the handle and I wrap this around the handle, and you're basically suspending it into the water. So let's go plug in the bubbler and get this started. So this is the motor for the bubbler, and it actually has 2 bubblers, but we're only going to use one. And this is the tube that comes with it. Then this tube fits onto the stone. And this stone fits in the bottom of the bucket. So you got to be near some place where there's electricity. And you can, I don't know if you can see, it's kind of dark in here, but it's bubbling up. Now, that's it as far as making the tea. Now, it's going to take about 8 hours for it to start fermenting. You'll see foam coming up around it. And then the foam will kind of dissipate and you'll still see the bubbling. It is usually done in 24 hours. Heat does play in it. So like today, it's going into the 80s, and you don't want it to be in direct sunlight. You want it actually to be in a shaded area. If you can protect it, put a cover on it. If you feel you have animals and they may want to take a drink, I don't think it would hurt them. But basically, this is for your plants. So we'll come back when this is fully bubbled and I'll show you what it's like. So those videos were taken a couple of days ago, and since I've been using the worm casting tea, I dilute it 1 cup to 1 gallon. As it strengthens, I dilute it more. Sometimes I will add more water to the 5-gallon bucket that it's in, but it pretty much lasts me a couple of months. You can add, well, I've got a flock of geese going by here. You can add fish emulsion with it if you want to. I don't like to put the fish emulsion into the mixture as it's sitting in my shed because it really stinks. And if you don't add the fish emulsion, the brew does not stink at all. It makes a little noise because of the fish tank bubbler, but other than that, you don't even know that there's anything going on there. So I hope that it helps you, that it certainly saves me a ton of money on fertilizer. And I like to fertilize maybe even, I try to do once a week, but mostly at least every other week I fertilize with the liquid fertilizer that I make. And that's it for now. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.